I own my own plane. I have a portfolio of companies that do over $15 million a year. I have less than 10% body fat. I live in a beautiful 4-bedroom condo in Miami, Florida. There are many people out there that would say that I have all of the ingredients to live a 1% bachelor lifestyle. And yet, I have been seriously dating an unbelievable woman for the past 2.5 years. The truth is, I'm making this video because I see too much online right now, all of these influencers that are telling everybody that if you're in a relationship that you're a simp or you're a sucker or there's no way you could be a 1% male, you're being taken advantage of, or that there's no way that you could build a business or develop yourself while you are dating somebody else. I'm here to tell you that is total bullshit. All that is them trying to put their limitations on you, or they're trying to sell you something. Now, before I continue, I want to be clear. I'm not necessarily throwing shade at these people. In all honesty, I used to be one of those people. Maybe not to the point that I'm like making YouTube videos and telling everybody about it, but when my clients or my friends would ask me about me being in a relationship or dating and trying to grow my business back when I was trying to grow it, I would always laugh it off or say that I would be dating in 5 years or 8 years or whatever insecure thing that I would say at the time, because that's what I thought was the cool thing to do. And all I want to do in this video is show you how I've progressed in my own developments and kind of show what the other side looks like, what it's like to be a 1% male in a serious and happy relationship. So I'm going to break this video down into 3 main benefits or lessons that I've learned when you are able to be with the right woman and how that can enhance rather than detract from your life. The first benefit is easy to understand, and that is the power of compound investing. Nobody wants to be like the 50 or 60-year-old male who's never had a wife or has had 6 different wives. Instead, I want to be with somebody who I have literally spent majority of my life with, investing into them and into the relationship. Because as any of you out there probably know, if you are serious investors, you know, investing is when you put time and energy into something, never looking to cash it in. And trading is when you're putting something in and trying to get something out in a day, a week, a month, or even a year later. And so the real growth in wealth comes from long-term compound investing, and it's no different in relationships. People wonder why they're not ever in good relationships or why they don't like the person they're with, and more likely than not, it's because you haven't invested enough time, energy, or money into that relationship in order to see the real fruits of compound investment. Now, if they're the wrong person, you know that from the beginning, that is one thing, and I'm not saying you're gonna invest in them and it's somehow gonna get better. But if something is really good from the beginning and you feel really great about this person like I did when I'm with the woman that I'm with right now, then instead of doing what my subconscious was trying to get me to do, which would be to sabotage the relationship or try to pull away because I'm afraid of what could happen, you can lean into it and you can invest more into it and you can spend more time with the person. Not time in the sense that you're watching TV and you're sitting there and they're sitting next to you, or you know, you guys are having sex, they come over to your house and spend the night and then they leave the next morning. I'm talking about where you're going to dinners and you leave your phones in the car and you sit and you talk, when you're playing board games with the people, when you go on trips with them, but not for, you know, Instagram or TikTok or any of the social media platforms, just to be with them and see how they are when they're traveling. That is what real investment is, and that's what real time spent with that person. And if it's the right person, that will yield you so much happiness, which I think is something that we're all looking for, that it's difficult to even explain. A level of happiness that I've never been able to achieve from making money, millions of dollars in my business, right? Or even hiring employees. It's like someone who really understands you and your likes, what you dislike, and in turn you also know the exact same thing about them. There's a level of intimacy there that cannot be overstated. And simply put, investing into that person over weeks, months, and now where we're at, where it's years, there's so much more to learn and there's so much more depth that you can go into that you'll really never ever get bored. Where people get bored is where they're hopping from person to person, one night stands, going on a date. You can only get so deep and invest so much into somebody if you're having dinner with them and expecting to go home with them afterwards, right? And I'm not saying don't go having fun. I did that. And let me be clear. This is just for those that are considering, maybe the person they're with, they want to invest more into and they're just afraid to. They don't know if you can do all this stuff and be a successful business person or develop in yourself. And in reality, if you are willing to invest in that person, you can go deeper and do multiple dates with them and then, multiple trips with them and ask them serious, heavy-hitting questions. Then you might even learn something amazing about yourself as well, which is just an added benefit of this. Now, the second main benefit of being with the right woman, I know I'm going to get flack for this and people are going to get in the comments, but I just have to say it because it's who I am if you've been following me for a while, and it is convenience. And what I mean by convenience is I am obsessed with my time. I care very much about how I spend every second of every day. Having the right woman is efficient. It is convenience. I go out and I go to dinner with some of my friends here in Miami who are also successful businessmen, and they're always telling me, oh man, I have 4 dates this week, I had 4 dates last week, I'm on Tinder or Hinge, or I'm messaging these people back and forth on Instagram, shooting videos. And I'm always like, how the hell are you even getting any work done in your business? When I sit down to get work done, I'm so grateful because I can just put all of my time, energy, and effort into that one problem or that one task. And I'm not thinking in the back of my head oh, I got this date tonight, I'm kind of nervous, or oh, I haven't had a date in months, I need to go find somebody, or does this girl like me, do they not like me? When you have 10 different areas that you're putting energy, like finding a date, going on a date, thinking about the date, setting up a date, speaking to them on the date, et cetera, all with there's multiple variables, not knowing what happens when you're on the date. Is this person going to be interesting to talk to? And then you're also trying to run or scale a business or work on yourself at the same time. It's pretty damn difficult to do, which is actually why my recommendation is that if you don't have that person yet, don't focus so much on going out and trying to find the person that I'm talking about here. Instead, my recommendation would be to do what I did, and I stopped dating or talking to women for over 2 years. And it happened because, I was taking care of my dad because he had lung cancer, and then I started building my business. And other than maybe 1 or 2 people in a 2-year period, I literally didn't talk to women at all. And I just focused on myself. And, if you're able to build and develop yourself, then ironically enough, the right people will come in your life. And of course, people are going to say, oh, they're coming in your life because you're successful, whatever else it is. Even if that was somewhat true, that's okay with me. My girlfriend is not a gold digger, but the point being that she wants someone that works and cares about their own future and has developed themselves enough to be successful. We should shame people that they want that, or what, should I instead want a woman that wants a person that's a bum and sleeps on the couch every single day and plays video games, right? So develop yourself first, and then when you develop yourself first, you can find the right woman. And then if they're the right woman, obviously key parts of this whole thing being that they're the right woman, they will empower you. They will give you energy, okay? So instead of you going on these dates and these people sucking energy out of you and you losing it from your business, now that I have my girlfriend, she actually gives me energy. She gives me reasons to work every single day. She makes me want to wake up early. She also helps me with my discipline. She knows how, if I have to shoot videos in the morning first thing, she might tell me hey, let's not stay up late tonight. She looks after me that way because it's the right woman to be with. Where I know if I was by myself, I'd probably let my own, subconscious mind justify why I should stay up late, why I should go out with the guys, whatever other reason that it is, right? And this doesn't mean that she's at my beck and call and she listens to everything that I'm saying. I'm just saying that when you truly are with somebody, you care about them and you're invested in them, then you want to see them succeed. And so I don't have to worry about oh, is she going to like me tonight? And, am I going to get lucky tomorrow, right? All these things makes it convenient for me to focus my energy on where it matters. And by the way, just for those that are getting upset in the comments, a lot of my energy goes towards serving the girlfriend that I have right now in all ways possible, which is actually going to come into point number 3 here. So benefit number 3, the final benefit in my list here of being with the right woman is having the opportunity to share your wins with somebody. As you start compounding and you start getting win after win after win, then there's no better feeling than sharing that win with somebody who truly understands the time, energy, effort, and sacrifice that you put into it in order to get that win in the first place. And most people look for external validation from like social media or from their like friends that they kind of know and they don't really know. But most of those people kind of are a little bit jealous of you anyway, somewhat, like subconsciously they want you to do good, but not better than them. You know, and so going back to being with the right woman, they are truly just so excited and happy for you. And in turn, you get to share those wins with that person. And so what's the point of making all this money? What's the point of me having my own plane and being able to fly it anywhere if I don't have someone to share that with? You know, I literally today woke up this morning and decided to go with my girlfriend in our plane. We went up to West Palm Beach, had lunch at the Four Seasons, came back down. It was an unbelievable experience, right? And it would not have been even 1/100th. I probably wouldn't have even done it if I was there by myself. And if I went with somebody that I just met a week ago or 2 weeks ago where I was kind of starting to date, I'm sure it would be fun, but that person wouldn't have understood the years of sacrifice and effort that I put into, or even the day-to-day sacrifice and effort that I put into having the opportunity to, on a Saturday, get in a plane that I own and fly and get lunch somewhere and come back again, right? I just know that I love to serve other people. I love to give other people things, right? And so for my girlfriend and I, it's experiences. So, you know, we were just tallying it up yesterday because we have a little journal. And in the past 2.5 years since we started dating, we've gone on 46 trips, either trips in my plane in South Florida, Bahamas area, or international trips for business or, you know, just for fun, on 46 different trips in the past 2.5 years. So obviously I prioritize a lot experiences, but I would not have been able to experience that unless it was with somebody that I really cared about. Because being with somebody who you've invested so much time, energy, and effort into that relationship and watching it blossom, and then sharing those wins with that person, it's like this harmony that is almost very difficult to describe to somebody who hasn't done it yet. And I just want to be like crystal clear as I wrap this video up for you right now. I am not saying that everybody should be with somebody else. And I am not saying that I live a perfect life and that our relationship is amazing and we never have any hard times whatsoever. I'm just trying to say that in my personal opinion, if you really want to be a 1% man is not somebody who's like incredibly successful on like their fitness and their money, which is what I see everyone talking about, and yet their personal relationships with their family or a significant other is in shambles. To me, that's not a 1% man. I think in order to be a real 1% man, in my own personal opinion, you have to be willing to match and hit all of those things in your personal life, business, physical, etc., and still put the needs and wants of somebody else ahead of you. And if you're able to do that, in my opinion, you're a 1% man.